What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a good day. This is the last part of the Fednow deep dives for the deep dives for service provider showcase. I'm just gonna hop right in here. The first interesting project that I found is Nuvei Corporation. Now, their solution they're providing to Fednow apparently or proposed is an open banking platform, check commerce, and instant bank transfer. Now, but if you look down under here, which is services and products to support the Fednow service, pay-ins and payouts, including support for iGaming, cryptocurrencies, equities, and more traditional segments through a proprietary gateway. If we take a look into Nuvei, they have some interesting partnerships. Some crypto exchanges here get paid in and make payouts in crypto. And you can look at their partners down here as well. Prepare for the future of Web3 and the metaverse. So Flow, Dfinity, Polygon, Polkadot, Zinfin, and Avalanche. Interesting integration there. All right, another interesting Fednow service provider that we didn't get into is Bottom Line Technologies. Bottom Line Technologies has done multiple studies into blockchain, but they also had a proof of concept with Ripple back in 2018, I believe. This is through their ePay platform, which is also what's being integrated into Fednow. Now, this isn't definitive, RippleNet usage or even XRP usage, obviously. But they did perform a pilot with Ripple for cross-border payments, viewing Ripple as a potential additional payments rail, which may be necessary to provide to financial messaging clients over time. The other one that I found interesting was Matera. Matera is tied in as a Fednow service provider. Now, this is in November 2020. PIX was launched as an instant payment method in Brazil. In just 12 months, it overtook the number of transactions it carried out using traditional payments methods. You can look into their PIX solution down here, 100 plus institutions, 1.6 billion transactions, 7% of the market share of transactions processed in Brazil. This is their PIX API. What I find really curious within this, and take this with a grain of salt, because we saw in late August, essentially, Ripple unveiling a crypto on-demand liquidity service in Brazil with Travelex, right? This is August 18th, 2022. I think we've all seen this news. Another interesting piece of news, now I had to use Google Translate, but this is, I guess it's Portal do Bitcoin in Brazil. This, you can see BR, this is Brazil, saying that Ripple launched PIX that uses cryptocurrencies to make international remittances. CEO says system is way to face inflation, bringing on-demand liquidity, and it's the same naming convention underneath that, what is it, Matera, right? But again, I tried looking into more news outlets that provided this same information and was not able to find any. But this says, this is again Travelex, but it's saying able to make PIX to final recipients' accounts in traditional retail banks. Take that with a grain of salt, though, like I said. Now, outside of the traditional service providers from Fednow, obviously, when you start searching some things, you come across other things. I don't believe it's ever been directly announced, but it looks like Ripple is a partner with this infotech platform called L&T or LTI. So if we look right here, this is all the way back in 2017, but it says blockchain lab in the United States and India. Looks like they've fostered partnerships with leading industry players such as Microsoft, Ripple, R3, and Digital Asset Holdings. And on top of that, LTI, this is our experience from proof of concepts and pilots, leveraging blockchain for faster, cheaper cross-border payments using Ripple for a leading Indian bank. Now, this goes back to 2017. Haven't seen anybody else post about this. Haven't really seen an announcement with LTI either. The company is Larson and Toubro Infotech. I don't think this is Chris Larson, but obviously it says privileged and confidential down there. But yeah, I found that as well. I found some other interesting information that's a little bit, over the span of time here. But RippleNet member Temenos, so we know Temenos is RippleNet, was picked by LTI to offer digital banking platform in the Nordics. So LTI looks like they certainly have some Ripple aspects. Now, the other one that I found is this EPAG, cross-border online payments for Brazil and Latin America. Their team is interesting. Again, this is not Fednow, but this is something I stumbled across during the research. I'm just going to say EPAG is what I'll call them. This Rafael Pereira, and his this is like, it looks like the founders of EPAG here, built the first Ripple exchange platform in Brazil, and has a strong background in product design and strategy. This is in 2020. Now remember, we didn't really see a lot of the Brazil announcements with Ripple until 2021. So it looks like there was an exchange platform built out in collaboration with whoever Rafael was working for earlier than 2020. And he was president of ABCD, which is the Association of Brazil Digital Credit Banks. I guess it's like smaller banking organizations. So maybe pay attention to that as well. There's probably a little bit more there if we dig in. On top of that, through the digging with the FedNow aspects, Finastra has updated their website for third-party integrations, carefully curated third-party solutions, such as Ripple for cross-border payments connectivity. Thunes, we know, is also RippleNet. MasterCard, we know, is also RippleNet. NetGuardian sounds really familiar as well. And I think last but not least, in this video here, again, with the research, I stumbled across this really interesting, this is like a hell of a resume right here. This is Dr. Paulo Tasca, okay? Look at this guy's resume here. So Center for Blockchain Tech at UCL, University College London. He has, this chat check is interesting because it's like data brokerage. So, but co-founder and chief strategist at Quant, leading peer-to-peer economist at the German Central Bank, ECURX. Even more interesting are his other professional appointments right now. He is still a co-chair of the economic and tokenomics aspect within Hedera. He is at ANATPA, which is certainly one of those bigger blockchain consortiums. Permanent member of ISO TC307, so you quant individuals watching this probably know what ISO TC307 is. Basically standards of interoperability, right? BSI, he's a member. The steering committee at Construction Blockchain Consortium, Cyprus Blockchain, senior advisor to Blockchain and Digital Society Laboratory in China. Tons of CBDC advisory roles. Central Bank or Center for Latin America Monetary Studies, Central Bank of Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Bank of Canada, Bank of Italy, Nexo. Yeah, this guy's resume is really, really interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. Thanks.